What is up? This is Trent once again with Southeast Pit Report, the band's Warped Tour in Charlotte. This time we got the Color Morale hanging out over here. So real quick, say who you guys are and what y'all do.
I'm Steve Carey. I play drums for the Color Morale.
I'm Garrett Rapp. I sing for the band.
Sweet. So this is what, your second Warped Tour on here? Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. So how's it going compared to the first go around?
It's awesome. It's I feel like you're a little more experienced and you kind of know the ropes a little more, so things go a little easier, but it's still really hot.
Yeah,
for sure,
it's always hot. Yeah.
I don't think it doesn't matter how many times you do this. It's just it's the best endurance test you can possibly have in your life. So it kicks your butt, but it makes you strong as a human being. So yeah, it's fun still.
Sweet. So
I noticed that people from Florida still, even living there, don't get used to the humidity there.
Oh yeah, yeah. So would you say, take out the playing part, because you guys love doing that, meeting the fans a lot. Do you guys like playing Warped Tour better, or would you rather come as a fan?
Oh man, geez, that's a good question. Actually, I like playing. I mean, my favorite thing in life is being able to hang out with our friends and fan base and family, and just connect with one another.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing in my entire life. So yeah.
It's just, I think it's just a big mind warp to think that, like, when I was 13, 12, I went to my first Warped Tours, and I just wished I could be on the stage making people jump around and having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Fast forward all these years later, and the fact that we get to do that, we get to make people move and have a great time. It's awesome. So both.
Okay.
I'd love to play and watch. We did that last year. We played 2014. We had 2015 off, and I remember going to Warped Tour last year being like, man, as much as I wish to be playing right now, it's so nice to sit in that amphitheater with no sun bearing down on me, just have no responsibilities. So it's the good and the bad.
So who are some, I guess, unlikely friends of your band? What I mean by that is bands you probably wouldn't tour with on a regular basis. Like, who are some bands you guys have become friends with on this tour? Or
I feel like we're friends with everybody on this tour.
Okay.
There's not really a band or like, I guess over the years we've learned that we kind of get along with everybody, regardless of who they are or what their music sounds like. It's true story. I end up getting along better with the guys when I don't like their music somehow.
Well, I mean, because you don't really have any presuppositions going into it. Like, oh my god, I love this band. You're just like, they're cool dudes. It's just I don't care for the music. So. All right, so you guys about to drop a new record this year, coming up soon. You guys released a single on it. A lot of new stuff come on. You're not screaming a lot on it. You got another guy. Is that you screaming, or is that somebody else? Okay.
It's Aaron, actually.
Aaron, okay. So
I got to a place where I just kind of not really into the screaming stuff anymore.
Yeah.
And, I'll always have to do it because of older material, of course. But I kind of wanted to focus more on singing. And Aaron enjoys screaming, and he's got a great voice for it.
Yeah.
And, it's
sounds like a monster on that song.
Yeah. It's something that he wanted to do more, too. And it's, being that he wanted to do it more and I didn't want to do it really at all. Why aren't you screaming in the band? It should probably just be happening.
So what is the percentage of singing, screaming on this album? Like, is it balanced, or is it more singing, or is it
more singing? It's more focused on songwriting and structure, and just really kind of tried to focus on good songwriting for this record. There's still 3 or 4 songs that have screaming vocals, and I think it was more a challenge for us to make heavier dynamics different ways. The record's got a pretty strong active rock feel with a lot of really focused songs. We did a tour last year with a band called Nothing More.
I was there, I remember that.
Incredible band, incredible guys, and one of the most talented bands I think we've ever toured with. And that really kind of just opened our eyes to, I want to be doing different things. And I think the whole band collectively agreed, it's... bands on this tour, like From Ashes to New and Young Guns, they got like those radio hits, but they're still out here with all these other bands as well. So it's good to be diverse with that. And we look at some of our favorite bands and some of our favorite songs growing up, and they're very well written songs. I learned a lot doing this record that I'd never learned. I'd never sat at a piano and wrote a chorus before a single lyric came out. That's there's a lot of new things and a lot of time to write a record this time around.
Okay, so what's the theme of this one? You guys have had this, this whole, like, I guess, hope feel, this feel-good, positive vibe, going on, for your fans and stuff to relate to and connect with. So what is the direction lyrically? Is it kind of going to be a typical, Color Morale record where it's all positive, or is there do you guys take it a little darker on this one with some stuff?
I think our band lyrically is kind of known for, touching on our organic and raw, layers of vocals and my personal life and the themes of what we talk about. I think for me, this record, I've kind of been in a place the last couple of years where I've made myself emotionally unavailable and not vulnerable to anything.
Okay.
It's kind of made this false film over me in my personal character, to where I kind of want to just be honest about it. I've never really talked about relationships in a record, and I kind of wanted to just be real about that and talk about that a lot in the record. That's kind of what the title is significant of, and just kind of wanted to open up about that on this record and talk about that more.
Okay.
A record will always have underlying themes of positivity and hopeful messages and optimism. That's just something. I'm a natural born pessimist, so I need to focus on optimism. It kind of keeps me level-headed and keeps me more of who I should be versus who I can be sometimes.
Okay, so musically, where are you taking this one with like who's some stuff you're listening to, or what progression musically has this record made from the last one to the new one?
This is the most focused we've ever been when it comes to just songwriting. It's before it was just like heavy part, clean part, heavy part, throw in that, like throw it in because like the genre requires it to be in there. This time it was just like, let's start with a basic foundation and just groove with it. Let's actually, whatever comes out naturally, that's what we're going to write into a song. If a song doesn't climax with the breakdown, so be it. You know, we're the best song to me is a song that can take you on an emotional roller coaster, and by the end of it, just make you feel complete. It doesn't mean you need screaming and everything. Doesn't mean you need anything. It's just as long as you're true to whatever the style of song that you're working on, if you stay true to that, it's gonna come out and the kids are gonna relate to it. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
You'll see it. You'll see it live. You'll see us like naturally enjoying playing it a lot better than like say past songs on other records. So yeah, it's just all about songwriting. It's like us growing up, finally becoming real musicians, really prepared to take it to the next level, and we feel like we did with this record.
Okay, so what goes on after Warped Tour? What do you guys got going on and everything?
We're starting a new record cycle. The record comes out August 19th, so we'll have a whole year of plans back to back to back. I love touring. You get a quick reminder. There's this phase that you go through when you get back on the road where it takes a good week to get back in the groove.
Yeah.
And you have a hard time. It's almost like you have two lives. You have the life you live when you go home, the normal life, and then you have the touring artist life where you feel a little uncomfortable doing both when you first get back to them. But getting back on the road, it's just, I've been super happy the last few days, just since the start of this tour, actually, just having a blast. I want to just tour all year. I don't want to go home. Like it's.
That must wear you out though. I mean, not only you're playing, but you're also at the merch booth all night as well. And you guys, so that must.
I love
the fact that you're still doing it. Day after day after day. You're not complaining about. Oh, I'm tired. That's really something right there.
Well, different bands have different agendas and different. Some people in bands can't talk to people. That's why they're in bands. That's why they're artists, because they can't physically communicate with somebody. That's I don't know. For me, that's what I enjoy out of life, especially when it's somebody coming up to you telling you that you being yourself as an artist inspired them to do something with their life. I had somebody today actually that became a nurse this year.
Wow!
After a conversation we had a few years ago, and she waited today to show me her. She has a special little license ID card for the hospital she works at. It's really cool stuff like that.
That's awesome.
I think it's one of the biggest rewards, watching people grow.
Okay,
watching people become dads and moms, and that started as just fans of the band and they grew with us. It's awesome.
All right, sweet. Well, is there any last words that you guys want to say real quick? What's the record called and when is it coming out?
It's Desolate Divine, August 19th on Fearless Records. I'm very excited. It's like the awkward waiting phase where we have to wait till August 19th for people to hear this.
Yeah. Well, one last question about the record, Desolate Divine. What does that name mean?
Desolate Divine, it's kind of we released a song called Walls. Walls is about basically leaving yourself in a secluded area so you don't become vulnerable to anybody. So Desolate Divine is kind of an extension of that. Being in a state of of complete abandonment personally, and divine refers to a feeling of a godlike euphoria. So I guess I'm really big with play on words and with titles that aren't aren't accurate in their context. The name of the band is actually written in an inaccurate context.
Yeah.
So I guess that's it's kind of what the title means. Keeping yourself away from people will be great for you for only so long as you hit the day in your life where you end up alone. And it's kind of a purging and a really being honest to the belief in that and trying to get rid of it before it consumes you.
All right, sweet. So new record coming out after Warped Tour. You guys are going to be touring on that. So thanks for talking to us today, and looking forward to seeing you guys in the future.
Thanks for having us.
Awesome. This is Trent with Southeast Spirit Report. This is Club Morale.
See you guys.
I built